I've not been on an Outbound. That is until I went to the one at Annapolis. And I must say it was a pleasant surprise, a fantastic surprise actually. I was really impressed.
Yeah, me too. I've read a lot about them. They're proper sailing boats. I mean, it's made for exploration. It's made for the joy of sailing as well as being a good livable boat. But let's see what you think.
It's the first time I've been on an Outbound. What's the I mean, I've heard a lot about them, of course, but tell me, what's the concept? What are you aiming for?
So it's a true blue water cruiser that two people can sail easily. It's a fast boat, really well known in the high quality cruiser market, at least here.
Yeah.
And the boats are all semi-custom built, so they're all built to order, and each one is a little bit different, and there's been tweaks throughout time with the boats. This is hull number 78.
Wow,
and
okay.
we're up to hull 83 right now, so it's in build.
Yeah.
The company was founded by Phil Lambert, and this is a Carl Schumacher design boat.
Yeah.
So it's a great company and great boat.
Yeah, and it's got my favourite thing, an integral keel, not a bolt-on one, inline rudder.
Yep.
Is it fully skidded?
No, it's not actually. It's a balanced boat.
It's balanced, yeah. Okay, and that make it nice to sail because you're going for both things. You want a little bit of speed, a little bit of sportiness as well.
Exactly.
Lovely wheel. So yeah, that's
the owner chose this. He wanted to do a custom, something a little bit. There's a few custom bits on here that make this particular boat very special. And as we've gone on, things in the cockpit, everything's easy to reach. You can see, if you were to sit there and drive, you can easily see down the rail. And you've got plenty of room to grab the helm. Winch obviously is here, and these are both electric winches.
Yeah.
He also did 2 electric cabin top winches, companionway winches, 2 Selden winches, which are these new Selden winches, which are fantastic. They're variable speed. This is the first boat we've done with 2 electrics.
Yeah. So this is the ones where electrics are inside.
That's
not
correct.
Underneath.
So you have a little more headroom down below.
Yeah, that's good.
And the boats are really well known for this. Our hard Dodger, right?
Yeah.
So we build this in two different types. This is the shorter version, and it's not shorter height-wise, it's shorter length-wise. So the longer one comes back another foot.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We have the same thing. We on Fair Isle we've got hard Dodger. It wasn't a standard. It was built. They only built 2 of them that way, but it's the best thing about the boat. I mean, it's amazing, and you do need that overlap so you can just get in,
just tuck in
and out of the wind, don't you? Even I mean, we're not sailing in cold climates, but it's just keeping
it gets you out of the wind, and it's much better than any bit of canvas you can put up.
And this is good, having a
solid rail. Yep. We build this, and this when we commission all the boats in Fort Lauderdale, and we build the biminies there.
Yeah.
So there's some add-ons there. The standard tow rail is actually an aluminum tow rail, not the teak.
Okay.
And where you're standing over here, this is one of the great features of the boat, is that this lifts up.
Jump off here, go for it.
Yep. This lifts, and you have, there's access from the inside.
Oh, wow.
Standing room to this is a workroom. People are putting a vise in here.
Yeah.
And of course the washing machine is not standard.
That's superb. Special water maker, so they're good.
The access is of course
well.
down below, but when you're standing in here, you can get full headroom to work at the dock or on the hook.
That's amazing. That's a very good idea. And davits, I mean, on a boat this size, to have it, and with the spoon platform, you managed to get this in. That's quite good.
So the system works like this. You put your topping lift here on a bridle.
Yeah.
There, and then you control the topping lift with the winch. Pull these pins.
Yeah.
And then the entire davit system
I see.
out, and the tender swings.
So it's cantilevering over.
So you don't have any of the pushing of the tender or anything like that.
So good handhold on it.
Hand
That's one of
holds.
the good things about having a solid Dodger, isn't it? You've got handholds.
Handholds everywhere. And most people are choosing the Solent rig.
So you can have any configuration you want them with
That's
this.
right.
Is there enough space to make it a cutter? Probably not.
There's a cutter tang up there. I don't think the boat is as efficient that way though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I think it'd still be hard to tack the head sail through.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes, that's right.
Two sail reaching, I don't think the slot quite works.
No.
So
I think
the
you need about 8
the
foot between
you
them
need
to
some
take it
space.
through.
Yeah.
So always nice here as well, having the granny bars. You're not supposed to call them granny bars. There's a proper name for these, but
Mass pulpits.
yeah, mass pulpits. That's what you call them, isn't it?
Yeah.
And dorades. So many boats now are not putting dorades on, and you've got proper sized dorades as well. So it's really good, really useful.
And then here we have a giant sail locker.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Watertight bulkhead. The bow thrusters are now put aft of this bulkhead, so there's no water getting to the thruster.
Yeah.
Really like these steps. As you said, more step, less ladder.
Yeah. So we have little slides here, just another clever little thing. So you have screens, but it's just a slide out. Oops. And then there's a screen that also slides from here.
Yeah.
You'll notice this on passports as well. Same screen.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and you've got here the galley, which
Yeah.
is quite nice.
Yep, U-shaped galley, safe offshore, easy. Lots of handholds, just like on deck. We have handholds everywhere you go. Some of these we install after commissioning, and just because owners might want them in additional places.
And that's cool.
So what tankerage have you got on this?
This boat has 200 water and 180 fuel.
So this is a good example of one of the many reasons I'm an advocate of buying a boat built for cruising, rather than a production boat meant for more occasional coastal sailing. A proper hull shape means you have good tankerage below the sole where it belongs. Production boats often have inadequate tanks, meaning you have to regularly strap jerry cans to the deck. If the boat in question has tanks high up under the settees, etc., and then you load up the decks, the already marginal capsized screening ratio of most of these boats goes north and starts to become dangerous. Don't believe me? Well, let's look at some figures and do a comparison with Outbound's 681 litre fuel tank. I've randomly picked some similar sized production boats. First, a Jono. I'm just looking at fuel tanks here, as arguably water makers can mean a small water tank isn't so much of an issue. Fuel tanks, though, definitely are. The Jono has a 389 litre fuel tank. The Beneteau, 276 litres, and the Hansa, 220 litres. So that's less than a third of the size of the Outbound. Let's have a closer look at that Hansa. Scroll down the figures and you see it has a capsized screening ratio of 1.99, right on the limit of what's acceptable for going offshore. Load up this boat with jerry cans and you've got yourself a real problem. Okay, that's enough wittering for me. Let's get on with the walk round.
And then aft we have a pretty large head and a full stand-up stall shower, and then access to the workroom that we looked at from above. So you go in here, generator access there, underway, of course that can stay closed, and then
Yeah.
I see.
This is an excellent direct linkage, and there's access to things that matter. It's still got a nav desk. I don't feel the need for charts anymore, but a workstation is always handy. And good engine access.
Right, so the engine's under the steps.
engine's under the steps, and you have access on both sides of it, so you can get to all sides. The new Yanmars you can get with the water pump forward here, so your impeller can be changed without losing all your knuckles, which is a great advancement. It also has the house alternator that's now provided by Yanmar instead of having a big ball setup.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's got a nice sized quarter berth, a good compromise, I think, between a roomy interior and a good hull shape.
So here we've got quite a nice size head and a separate shower. Again, essential for liveaboards, I think. Or certainly nice to have. So this here will come down for another double bed. So you have got quite a lot of space in a 46-foot boat. This is the master bedroom. I think most boats we've seen actually you can get in both sides of the beds. I haven't seen too many where you climb over each other anymore, which is a real advantage for a liveaboard. Another head in here. A really good use of space, I thought, and access to the workroom from the cockpit. Genius.
Yeah, they've got some great ideas on that boat. They've packed it in, really. I mean, it's a 46, but really it's only a 44 because they've got that swim
Yeah.
platform, which I think they added later on. So, yeah, it's got all the space of a 44, and they've got it in there nicely. But, I mean, it doesn't feel massive, or it didn't to me anyway. I mean, you sort of looked at it and thought, well, it's got everything, which it has. But if you're used to a production boat and you went on a 44-foot production boat and then went on that boat, you'd say, well, where's all the space? Why does this boat feel so tiny? Because it does, because they've got the proper storage. So it's
Yeah.
quite compact, but it's got good handholds. It's great to be at sea. in
Oh,
that
goodness
boat.
me. I
It's
felt
made
that
for
if
being
you
at
were
sea.
crossing an ocean and you were rock and rolling, which you invariably are,
Yeah.
then yeah, I would feel 100% safe on that.
Yeah. But they've done the right things. They've got the doghouse. I'd have the longer
Yes.
one, like you were
I
saying.
agree, yeah.
And I think he's right. John, the guy who showed us around there, he was saying, yeah, look, it doesn't really suit a cutter rig. And that's because, I mean, the reason we get a cutter rig on here is because we're 57 feet overall because we've got 9 foot of bowsprit. So,
Yeah.
so that's sort of what you need to get that separation between the staysail and the Yankee to be able to make that slot work well. And if you haven't got that, then, yeah, find a different way of doing it. So yeah, the sailboat rig on that is probably a good deal. I mean, it's going to be a great boat to sail.
I think so. So would you go around the world on it?
Yeah, I mean,
So would I.